So always have this background line. You decide how this environmental problem as a topic can be introduced. Now you should think in the first place, why are we talking of this? So you can say something like why, reason, why environmental problem exists in the first place. You can blame some A or B things, or A and B things. So you can say something like this: due to the outburst of population as well as urbanization or concentration of population in urban areas, okay, there have been increase or hike or rise in the environmental problem. Okay, so 10-15 seconds you are going to use. You can use any of these sentences. You can also say, due to excessive consumerism of the overloading population in urban areas, we can see a lot of environmental issues, especially in the cities across the world. So I spent 10 seconds in introducing the topic itself, and then I choose what it is. Don't start with, I'll talk about air pollution or water pollution. Now, first you should understand that most of the environmental problems that we are talking of, okay, are human induced. There are two types. One is human induced, which means because of humans, and the second is
Right.
natural disaster. What is it?
Natural disaster.
Natural disaster. That is also an environmental problem. Okay. Like, for example, continuous cyclones and storms and tsunami. Okay. That is also changing the patterns, right, around us. So that's the reason we have these issues which are naturally changing. These are the environmental problems. But although we see it as a natural change, it is also sometimes human induced over a period of time. Okay, over a period of centuries. Okay, or years, decades. We can use any of these, human induced or natural disaster. Now the question is, what is an environmental problem that you've been talking of? Since 4th or 5th standard, we have been talking about different environmental problems. But trust me, there are some interesting areas which you have not really seen or worked on. Okay, so choose something which is beyond air pollution, water pollution, and sound pollution. Okay, how would you choose that? We are going to choose something like ocean acidification. Okay, can you imagine ocean acidification?
Ocean?
Or else
What
ocean
is it? Ocean?
acidification.
Acidification. Okay.
Acid, yes. So like coral
I
reefs
got it.
really losing their charm, and how, this is
Then that day
losing.
you were showing that also, na, those
Yes,
walrus,
yes, yes. So that
walrus
is
video. Yeah, it was
extinction
very,
of
yeah,
species.
disheartening.
Yes,
Yeah,
extinction
extinction
of
of
species.
species.
Okay, you can talk
Yeah.
of that as well. How the species, different types of species are getting extinct. You can talk about
Even
overfishing,
deforestation.
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 Yes, how marine life and
Yes.
ecosystem is getting imbalanced. That is an environmental issue. So what I want you to do is, like, although we know air, water, and sound pollution, we are going to ask Google what are the different types of
Yeah, I just before
environmental problems.
starting with this session, I went to what are the environmental problems we are facing.
Yeah,
So I thought,
right.
yeah, deforestation is a better one. Like,
Yeah.
we get
So,
this air pollution.
right.
Yeah, those are common ones.
Very common.
Radioactive
Okay.
pollution.
Yeah, this
Radioactive.
is a new
We can
one.
talk
Now
about
with Russia and
radioactive.
Ukraine, we can have new ones, right? So see this, environmental problems, human population growth itself is one of the problems. Resource depletion, major problems. Okay, we are going to probably face, not we, but probably maybe our generation and our old life will be lack of water. People are struggling and fighting for water or clean air, oxygen, minerals, the petrol prices are going up. So maybe if we continue to use the same limited resources, and if we don't switch to renewable resources, there'll be resource depletion. There'll be lack of food on earth. That's the reason people are going to Mars, right? That is resource depletion. Habitat destruction. That means we are actually destroying. So when you talked about this environment problem as deforestation, we are actually destroying the habitats of the other species. Okay, so when you clear these RA forests or any forest and bring it under the urban area, you can imagine the birds, the insects,
Yes, even the
okay,
animals are coming out of
predators,
their, yeah,
yes. And where
into
would they
the
live?
roads and,
Right. They have to
yeah,
either
right.
migrate
They are
somewhere or
taking their
live in a
home.
very, yes, in a very restricted area, and that's how they die. Okay, they get extinct slowly and gradually. Okay, these are also the problems. Ocean acidification, I'll show you. Oxygen depletion. See this. This is another issue. Groundwater problems, like it's getting depleted. The water which is there under, okay, the surface of the water that is getting depleted. That's another issue. So I want you to talk something really interesting. Okay, so we know all the issues, but plastic pollution. Everybody talks of this, but not many people. Contamination of the water. Don't say water pollution. Contamination of the water. Okay, by
Contamination of water.
pesticides, yes, chemicals, heavy radioactive waste. So you see a lot of this um, Kaveri, save Ganga, save these rivers. Why? Because of this issue only. All right. I was talking of ocean acidification. All
Yeah,
right.
you told me about ocean acidification.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they are becoming all white like this, and they are losing the growth, plant growth on it. So corals are losing the greenery on it, and corals, since there are no corals, there are no fish. There's no fish. That means we'll have issues. Okay, so they all become acid, like white. Okay, sure. It's no more colorful in certain reefs. Okay, like this. That is ocean acidification. So these are the environmental issues that we are talking about. Now, environment as a topic, you should have typical words in environment. So write the topic as environment, and you should have words like sustainability, sustainability, sustainable solution, renewable solution, or renewable resources,
Renewable
renewable resources.
resources. Yeah.
Okay. Then biodegradable, bio, and non-biodegradable. Bio means life. Degradable means naturally by life. Okay, it gets degraded. For example, if we keep the food outside, banana outside, tomato outside, what will happen after a month? It won't be there. It will get naturally degraded. But if you keep the plastic bottle, you come after like next generation also will find it there only. Correct? So we are talking of environmental issues. Okay. Global warming, biodiversity, loss of biodiversity is also another beautiful way of saying the same thing, like how animals are getting extinct. Okay. Now, you can note down these words. See this. There's a climate crisis. Please write down under the topic environment. Climate crisis. Exacerbation. Exacerbation is like getting worse. Exact.
Exacerbation.
Exact. Wait.
Yes.
Exacerbate. Sure.
Yeah, wrote it.
Bait. Remember the pronunciation.
Exacerbation.
Exacerbation. Okay, which means getting worse. Okay, worse situation or getting worse. If I have to use it comparatively, getting worse. Exacerbation. Okay, of the environment. There are some that warrant more attention than others, and since if you're using deforestation, accordingly you can also connect it with loss of biodiversity. Okay. And why it is happening? Because of food waste and fast fashion. You know what is a fast fashion? Where people buy something for the fashion and then probably dispose it, don't use it anymore because that fashion doesn't exist anymore.
Out of fashion, yeah.
Fast fashion. Okay, like things are not in vogue. That's the reason I'm not using it. So people will use something which is in fashion. Okay, not something which is not trending. So they'll dispose it. Now, this is all technical. Remember only certain interesting ideas like emission of greenhouse gases. Every topic on environment will have this. Mostly people talk about only carbon dioxide, but not just carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases. Okay, toxic gases.
Then, yeah, one more was there. Instead of writing the environment, you were talking about the ecosystem.
Ecosystem. Yes, yes.
Flora, fauna.
Right, right. Okay. These are causing catastrophic events. Catastrophic events means something will disturb the whole, okay, nature. Changing events. Okay, life-changing events. Something is disturbed, devastating. destructing. Okay, a major transformation happens, negative transformation. Like tsunami is a catastrophic event, okay, which impacts at a very large scale. Okay, bushfire, see another bushfire, locust swarming, insects all over. Okay, there's a heat wave. Decimating crop. What is decimating? Declining. You know decimal? If I give you a check of 1 lakh rupee, but I put a decimal after 1, what will be the value of 1 lakh? 1 rupee, right? So decimating means declining. Right?
But
Catastrophic,
declining.
yeah. Catastrophic, devastating, emission of carbon. Yeah. So these are all common words, okay? And at unprecedented rate. What is unprecedented? Un means nahi. Pre means pehle se. Unprecedented means that something which we cannot expect. For example, Corona was an unprecedented event. Did anybody know in 2019, 18 is going to be there? It's going to arrive in 2020 and disturb our whole life? No. Unprecedented means something which we do not know in advance. But did we know Navratri? Navratri is going to come on 26? Yes. Right? It was known. Okay? It was known to us. Mass extinction, accelerating. The way we have declining, decimating, instead of decreasing, increasing, you can use these words. Accelerating. Imagine like a car. Okay? It is increasing at a very fast rate. Done? Done? Have you noticed?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Every and any environment topic you take, you can use these generic words. Drastically reducing greenhouse gases.
Sixth mass.
Sorry?
Sixth mass was what? Accelerating sixth mass extension, sixth mass file like that?
Right. Accelerating sixth mass extinction. Why? Because there were like previous mass extinctions, like dinosaurs, okay, they all vanished. Okay. Mammals, they were like mammoths, they all vanished. So there were mass extinctions, and this may be the sixth one. I don't know all of them, but this is what we're talking about. Now see the solution-oriented sentence. Okay.
Poor governance.
Here. Okay, that is why it is absolutely imperative. Please note this word imperative. Imperative means important, necessary. Same words or same thoughts, just in different words, can give a flair to your talk or to your writing. It's very important. Instead of very important, what you write? It's absolutely imperative. Now to decrease, no decrease, drastically reduce. Okay. Carbon dioxide, no carbon dioxide, greenhouse gas emissions. Okay. Use sun energy, no, invest in renewable energy sources like solar energy. Okay. Phase out. Phase out means stop using. Fossil fuels means petrol, diesel, all these are fossil fuels. In one line, they are telling us that we have to reduce these greenhouse gases. And next step is invest in renewable. And another step parallelly, what we have to take is phase out. That means stop using petrol. That's the reason we have e-vehicles, right? Electric vehicles, CNG vehicles, CNG vehicles. Solar is very rare, but then poor governance, low carbon, innovation. Can you see this? What government will do? Nothing. They'll just fund. What they'll do? They'll fund for green innovation. They should have this, right? Infrastructure for electricity charging and all, electric vehicle charging and all. What else they can do? Right? They have to adopt some range of policies that address each of the other market failures. Wherever there's a problem, they have to adopt some policies. They have to do something about it. Okay, that's the task of the government. Now it can be any government. You can use Sweden, you can use Singapore, any government. Okay, Paris, France, anything. Food waste. Okay, we are wasting food. People say, so what? I paid for it. I can waste it. No, but a third of the food intended for human consumption, people are just wasting it. And shocking amount of food is wasted because of aesthetic reasons. You understand what is aesthetic reasons? It doesn't look good. You know, go to APMC market, okay, at around 11:30, 12, and they are disposing the mushrooms which are slightly blackened, darkened, because the consumers are not accepting it, and they're just disposing these packets. Okay, they're throwing away vegetables which are slightly damaged because in the transportation. And where does this go? Nothing, in the waste. Because the consumers these days are buying something scratchless, all plain, without any spots, speckless. Okay, so everything should be clean, wrinkleless, fresh. That is aesthetic reason. They don't look nice. Okay, they look wrinkled, and that's another problem. Are you with me? Mm.
Yes, yes.
If you read this one article, I guess you're going to write some amazing band-aid structures. You see, this past 50 years have seen a rapid growth. See, drastic growth, rapid growth. Drastic decline, rapid decline. You can use this. Of human consumption, population, global trade. You know, we can get so easily things from China, Japan, USA, right? Before you had to tell somebody, ah, you're going there, please get one for me. Now you can go to local market and buy it, right? For example, chocolate.
Yes.
I remember people boasting about US chocolates, Middle East chocolates, chocolates from different places, right? Now you really don't have to wait for somebody to come from that country. You get it imported here, any which ways from your nearby mall. Urbanization, resulting in humanity using more of the earth's resources than it can replenish. You understand replenish? Fill it up once again. That's called as replenishing. Okay, so this is a very beautiful sentence or opening line for any environmental topic. Okay, mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, amphibians,
Environmental
like,
regulations.
yeah. And we are talking of forests, grasslands, mangroves, there's Vicroly mangrove. Okay, and we are talking of sea animals such as this pangolins, I don't know, sharks, sea horses, are they getting affected because of illegal wildlife trading. You know, there's this poaching of these animals. See this plastic, can you see this? It's all loaded with plastic pollution. Again, exacerbating plastic waste in the environment. It's getting worse. Okay, this production swells. Swell means it has swelling, you know, swelling. You get immediate swelling, right? It becomes like a bump. The number, when it goes up, you should say the numbers are swelled up to something, something. Fugge. Okay, literally. In literal terms. Okay, don't
Rising up,
remember
you
all
can
these.
say.
Yeah, rising up,
up.
increasing, the common words are these. But don't remember all these. 400 million tons, you can write million, billion, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Microplastic is another problem. Micro is like very small, tiny plastic. It comes in our blood also now, okay, through the fish. And see this. There's no telling what the irreversible effects of plastic. You understand irreversible? Ir is not. Irreversible is like something which is not reversible. Okay? Now, what is not reversible? Our age. Can you reverse? No. Yeah.
Very
So,
sad.
so enjoy what you can in this age. Like yesterday, I went to a garden, nearby garden in Powai, and they were elder, like teenagers, I would say, not elders, but teenagers, maybe in the 18, 19, you know, they were enjoying the swing. And this guy, the security guy, was just showing them off. Why? Because they were meant for kids. You understand? So enjoy your age. All right. Deforestation. We're talking of one of the biggest environment problems which is appearing on this. Leading cause of deforestation, agriculture. Why are we cutting trees? So that we get more land for agriculture. Land is also cleared too for animals, livestock, animals. Okay. Besides for carbon sequestration. What is sequestration? A word which I don't know. What do? I Google. Okay. Sequestration is sequestrate.
Sequester. Okay, it was a sequence.
Trait.
Frustration.
What is the meaning of sickle
So
trait?
many words are there.
Sickle. Yeah,
How to use
sickle. Yeah, but sickle is a very uncommon word. I have not come across. Segregate, seclude, separate it. So carbon segregation. That means we are going to separate it.
separate.
We are tackling deforestation. How Indonesia, use one of these countries anywhere. Doesn't matter. They are not going to prospect the article or the statistics. Can you see this? There's a positive correlation, connection between COVID-19 mortalities, that means death, and air pollution. There's a plausible. What is plausible? Possible. Another word for band-aid word for possible. हो सकता है. Association of airborne particles assisting the viral. Air quality is notoriously means like it's known for bad reason. Okay, famous is a positive thing. Is Delhi famous for poor air? No, it is notorious for poor air.
Notoriously poor.
So Delhi is notorious for poor air. Or some Don is notorious for smuggling. Okay, notoriously. Okay, known. Then we are talking about melting ice caps and sea level rise. This is another issue. So come out of air pollution, water pollution, use one of these, right? It is posing greatest risk. See this. Some millions tons per minute is melting and having cascading effect. Now what is a cascading effect?
Yeah.
Duck, 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 everything falls down. Like a cycle falls, cascading. Do you know dominoes effect? Why did I put
Which
I?
one?
Dominoes effect. Domino.
Dominoes, yeah, domino.
No, domino. Pizza wala nahi. See this. If one falls, everything else falls. You know these games on WhatsApp and these, people make these.
Yeah. Even the cars, yeah. One we
Right.
put down the other
Yeah, there's an activity, which goes on throughout the house. Everything goes up and down. Okay, that's cascading effect. That everything is so connected that if one gets triggered, everything else really gets triggered. Same is the domino effect. This was also used in this one, Corona. Okay, so they were saying that, see this. If you think that you are going to impact only one, like falling of trees will lead to something else, will lead to something else, will lead to something else. And that has got like far-fetching effects. You think I just cut one tree, right? I just throw one bottle per day. But if there's an accumulation of plastic, that will lead to another problem, and another problem, another problem, another problem. That's the domino effect or cascading effect. So what they have written, it is one of the biggest environmental problems that has cascading effect. That means if the sea level rise, if the ice will melt, the next thing what will happen is sea level would rise. If sea level would rise, then what will happen is the cities will get submerged, right? If cities will get submerged, then the human population will move towards some interior places. Okay, so we'll have more problems. If sea level would rise, also there will be a lot of upheaval in the water, what do you call, composition. Okay, so many animals in the water will probably have to adapt, or they might die. Okay, if ice sheet melts, the polar bear may not get anything to hide and they'll die. A lot of things are connected. Cascading effects. Are you with me?
Yes.
Devastating impact. See, everywhere you'll see this. Devastating impact, catastrophic. Please use this. Okay? See this. How Shanghai has been impacted. Okay? How ocean acidification, I was referring to this. Okay? Global temperature, high concentration. Thanks to human activities, such a sarcastic way of saying. Thanks to human activities, such as burning fossil fuels. They don't say petrol, fossil fuels. Okay? Ocean, marine ecosystem. They don't say fish. What a beautiful way of saying fish. Okay, marine. Pani mein say ecosystem. There's one complete system underwater. Okay, there's a food web. Food web. In 4th, 5th standard we had frog is eating the grass.
Mm.
Then the snake is eating the
Yes,
frog.
yes, yes.
No, somebody is
Exactly.
eating snake. This is how it turns to lion, and that is a food web. Irreversible
Mm.
changes. I just talked about this. You'll say the same words everywhere. Okay, how our organisms start to get
Mm.
impacted and how they will die.
Mm.
Okay, it will disrupt. Instead of saying disturb, disrupt, disrupt. This is negative. Rupture means fatna, ya tutna. Okay,
Yeah.
the volcano erupts, rupt. Okay,
Mm.
the tire ruptures, rupt. Okay, that means tutna. Okay, to break. So disturb. Symbiotic. You know, symbiosis is an institute in Pune. Symbiosis. Sim is together. Okay, symmetrical. You know,
Mm.
symmetrical. Bio is life. So there's certain symbiotic relationships are like reefs and algae. If there's a reef, there is algae on it, which surely on which the fish will eat, and we live on the fish. So reefs and algae, like they benefit from
Mm.
each other. Hmm? That is a symbiotic relationship,
Mm.
right?
Are you still sharing the screen?
Yes. Are you not getting the screen
Okay, I think something something got clicked,
now?
I guess. I'm not able to view this.
Went on some
Yeah.
other screen. Okay.
No problem. I
Accumulation
can
of
just see
this
the recording button
bacteria.
now.
Okay. Coral bleaching. Agriculture is
Mm.
one. We think agriculture is good. We are planting any which ways, but no, it's not. Okay, there are greenhouse emissions everywhere. Livestock and fisheries is a problem. Okay, all the methane which comes from the cow dung is a problem. Crop production is a problem. Now you don't have to remember literally nitrous oxide and all these things. I'm just saying that crop production, agriculture, fertilizers, pesticides, all these are problems. Okay, cattle ranch. Ranch means a place where the animals are kept. Okay, global meat consumption is a problem. We're eating too much of pork and chicken every day, fish every day. It's a problem. Okay, grazing pastures, plant-based diet. That's the reason people are continuously talking about how we can become these either vegetarians or vegans. Why? Are you there, Janet? Scientists and environmentalists have continuously warned that we need to rethink our current
Mm.
food system, switching to a more plant-based diet. So how they say plant-based diet, they don't say vegetarians or vegans. Plant-based diet. Okay? To drastically reduce, dramatically reduce faster. Carbon
Dramatically.
footprint. Okay, everywhere this is a very common word. If you're talking about environment, you have to have this word. Every video you watch, every document you read, you'll have these words like carbon footprint, emission, okay, sustainability. We have to reduce all these things. Are you with me? So please work
Yes,
on
yes.
this. Once you read this,
Can you
I've
share
done.
this? Yeah, lot of things are there in this.
Yeah.
You
See,
can share this
vulnerable.
really.
Yeah, I don't want you to really remember all the statistics. Only remember something which
Mm.
is repeated. Lifeless soil. You know, there's a Save Soil campaign by Sadhguru. Okay. Soil is becoming barren everywhere. So if there's no good
Mm.
soil, there's no good food. No good food means we won't live. And hence we are talking about this so that we make this. Fast fashion and
Mm.
textile waste. Remember, I have this right now a
Mm.
pile of clothes which are lying right on the chair, which I'm thinking what to do with it. They're all good clothes, but just because they are not in vogue, I don't know whether I should be wearing it. That's a fast fashion. Okay. These are the times where I used to wear certain pattern in certain time of my age. But then I think now nobody wears this. So I'm thinking what has to be done. That's a fast fashion. Okay. In spite of having
Mm.
good clothes or good quality,
Mm.
I'm thinking of disposing it. That's a textile waste. We don't think it as a waste, but it is. Okay, these are non-biodegradable sometimes. Discarded clothing and textile waste are in landfills. What is a landfill? Kachra dabba. The landfill is the place where uh, all the waste of the city gets accumulated. Okay, dumping ground in another word, another parlance. Okay, dumping ground. There's one dumping ground in Kanjurmarg. Okay, see again
Mm.
the word exacerbated. So that means what?
Mhm.
This is a very important word. Getting worse.
Mm.
Okay, speedy production of low quality clothing. You get everything in big bazaar and Monday market, Wednesday market. People buy, use it for 3 months, throw it. This is low quality, right?
Deep touch, no? Low quality.
Yeah, right. We want to achieve zero emission by 2050. We are trying to do that. Okay, how? I don't know. There are different campaigns: overfishing, urban sprawl, toxic superfund sites, land use changes. We have to do a lot of things. Okay, we have to formulate a response to the crisis that must be coordinated. That means only you doing it one corner of the world won't help. Coordinating, that should be practical also, and far reaching enough. That means everyone should be impacting. Otherwise, if I don't use my vehicle, will it really help in air pollution? No, even you should not use it. Only India doing it
No.
will help. No, all the countries should come together and do it. So it should be
Coordinated.
coordinated, yes, practical and far reaching. Can we really stop using vehicles? No. But can we change to e-vehicles? Yes, that's practical. Do you understand? So the solution should be coordinated, practical, and far reaching enough. All right? That's about environment.